Greetings, class! Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time zone you were in, and welcome to another SCP Research stream! Hi! Good afternoon. It's afternoon for me, so I'm gonna say good afternoon, guys. Hi! Good afternoon. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Perfect. Okay. Hey. Welcome. KONBANWAN! It is not howdy today. It is not howdy today. It is not a Southern accent stream. Today we are going full SCP research mode. Hi! Professor Catherine Cheeks, that's right. Everyone sit down in your assigned seat. Get ready for some SCP research today. As a lot of you know, I have only very recently gotten into SCPs. So we're going to be doing these SCP research streams every week or bi-weekly. I believe the last time we did this was 2 weeks ago, so let's try to stream for about 2 hours today, get as much knowledge in us as we can. Assigned seats, what is this, elementary? What? I had assigned seats in high school! Are you kidding? That is not just an elementary school thing. I had assigned seats in high school. What is the 05 committee? Gotta unpop that collar. No. Oh, Bruce, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. Hi, Shiki. It was my birthday last Monday, so here's a late treat. Included you in my birthday wishes, too, when you asked for positive energy on Twitter the other day. Can't catch you this week, but wishing you a happy and restful vacation. We'll miss you. Oh, Bruce, are you here? Are you in the chat? Let me sing you happy birthday. I don't know if you're here still, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy late birthday to Bruce. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy late birthday, Bruce! Woo! And Uebaki, thank you for the super chat. Let's go! Let's go, guys! Yay! Woo! It's dead-ass 3 AM and I have classes later, but haha, I did not see anything except Shiki's stream. Maybe you should sleep. Maybe you should sleep. If you have class tomorrow, my class is not as important, you see. My class is not as important as your actual school classes. The 05 Council is a small group that head the SCP Foundation. They're like a 13-member secret society. Oh my god, they're like those guys from Kingdom Hearts. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, but isn't there, they all have X's in their names, like Xehanort and Shion and what are the other ones? Axel. Yeah. The School of Shiki is not an accredited institution. They will not give you a diploma. What if I gave you a diploma, though? What if we finally go through all of the SCPs on the site? Then we graduate. I'll give you all a diploma. Basically, X-Men. Oh, it's called Organization 13, literally. Lol. Not like Organization 13 and all, more like the heads of the Men in Black. Oh, guys, we should watch the Men in Black sometime. I think that'd be a fun watch-along. I don't think I've seen past the first Men in Black, actually. Oh no, Shiki told me not to listen to her class. That means I should listen to her telling me to sleep. Oh no, yeah. Technically, anyone can give a diploma, but it's not a credit job. Just don't care about it. I see. Movie night with Shiki. I think we're having the old watch-along next week, actually. So look forward to that. I believe next week we're doing Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach as well. We have another crab game collab coming up with a lot of YouTubers next week as well. Maybe more SCP research and a watch-along. Yeah. We'll have some fun next week when I get back from vacation. Oh, by the way, for you guys that don't know, I'm going on vacation starting from the 12th to the 15th. I will not be at my computer, so I will not be able to stream on those days. I don't think even I'll have strong internet, because I'll be staying at like a hotel But yeah. 05 council members are named with numbers. Some of them are theorized to be SCPs. Ooh, that's interesting. Hello, yes, Professor. Will there be homework? Yes, after this stream, after we go through, I expect you all to report to the Shiki Research Foundation hashtag on Twitter and give me more SCPs to research next time, because I will be looking at the tag next time. But today, I'm going to be taking audience's suggestions for the SCPs that we look at today. Oh, Kat, thank you. Enjoy your vacation, as I don't really know if I'll be able to catch you tomorrow. Even today, we'll only be here for a short bit. Oh, then Kat, would you rather that I sing the happy birthday song today? If you can't make it tomorrow? Did you know that if you were to breathe inside the SCP chamber for 60 seconds, a minute pass? I forget to Streamlabs stuff pop up on stream. If it exceeds a certain amount of donation, it does. But if it's like a small donation, it doesn't pop up on stream. That'd be great. Thanks for remembering. Of course, yeah, Kat's birthday is coming up. Wow. Here I go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday, Kat. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy early birthday to Kat. I'm sorry you're in the dumps today. I really hope that your day improves. It'll be okay. This is like a really, really bad time of the year that I noticed for a lot of people. Really, really bad time of the year. I think a lot of my friends are struggling right now with a lot of stuff going on. I know that Tyler's birthday is also coming up as well. We got a lot of Aquariuses in the chat, actually. Yeah, it's a bad time of the year. Right after the winter holidays, but before summer, terrible time. Usually my mood improves. I get real bad seasonal depression. Usually my mood improves around this time of the year. And it was doing really well for a bit. And then this past week has just been rough, you know? Aquarius supremacy. A Minecraft SCP? Wow. Have you considered building a sunlight box? What's a sunlight box? Mercury is in Gatorade? Not actually. It actually ended a few days ago. Mercury retrograde did. And Venus retrograde actually ended a little while as well. So there's no retrogrades going on, to my knowledge, right now. That's right. Eden is right. Things will get better. Things never get easier, but they do get better. Eventually. It's been rough? Yeah. R-U-F-F. You ever read the SCP light novel that's licensed by 7 Seas? There's an SCP light novel? I will have to look that up. SCP-69 doesn't exist? I don't know. As you can see, to the side over here, these are the SCPs that we have already checked out in our last few streams. Thank you, Kat, so much for tracking them for me. I really appreciate it, because I'm terrible at tracking these kinds of things. Oh, thank you! Yeah, guys, I've been cooking, like, every day this, like, past week. I've been eating a lot better. I bought, like, a huge pack of broccoli, and I've already eaten all of it. I really love broccoli. It's probably one of my favorite vegetables to eat. I could eat it just plain, you know? I could just eat it plain. So I've been, like, steaming it and eating it like that. There's nothing better than, like, cooked broccoli, you know? I've also been making a lot of mashed potatoes and eating, like, one protein and a carb. Lots and lots of, like, the biggest thing on the plate is usually the, like, pile of steamed broccoli. Yeah. So, yeah. I am gonna treat myself to some really good food while I'm on vacation, though. I am gonna spend some money there. I'm gonna eat some crab legs and some lobster. And some Chinese food, probably. A single carb. A single croissant. You ever tried it fried with garlic? Oh, do you mean broccoli? I feel like I wouldn't like broccoli with added flavor. I feel like I just like broccoli. If you can't send... Oh, yeah. While I'm on vacay, I'll post pictures of the food that I eat. Yeah, I'll definitely post pictures of the food that I eat on Twitter. You guys should follow me there, by the way. I'm almost at 20,000 followers. You know there's other ways to cook. Yes, I'm aware, but I like the way I do it. I think I'm in the best mood I've been in for a long, long time. Been taking a lot of time to fix a lot of disasters in my life and feeling strangely proud. Oh, I'm glad for you, the vegan. She can confirm to be eating cancer. What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Crab. Haha. That's a hot food take. Broccoli raw instead of with seasoning as well to me. What is wrong with you guys? Can you guys not just eat, like, cooked vegetables? Are you guys that finicky? What is wrong with you? What about broccoli with butter? I haven't tried that, actually. Oh, Benny, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Oh no, I'm not on a diet. I'm just trying to eat better because I realize that my body is not in good shape, and I think that eating healthier would help it feel better. Because my insides hurt all the time. So I think inserting more vegetables into my diet and maybe eating more than once a day would help it feel less like it's rotting from the inside out, you know? Because the week before this week, all I ate was fast food. All I ate was fast food. Broccoli strat? What is that? The picky eater is calling chat finicky. Yeah, cooked vegetables are great. You should give it a shot. A bit of butter on it adds a nice little flavor to an already good veggie. I'll see. Yeah, that ain't gonna be good for you. Yeah, I was just eating Wendy's. Forgot to add a message, but my favorite SCP is 1762. Oh, we can look that up. Let's do that one then. Where would it be? Oh wait, I'm in the wrong place. Oh, it'd be here. We'll go to 1762 first. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's an origami. Wow. Alright guys, we should probably get into it. Your usual diet is pretty whack. Yeah, I haven't been eating very well lately. I mean, lately as in this week I've been eating well, but before this week, I was eating like shit. Are you human? No, I'm a dog, silly. I'm still confused as to why you don't just use... Okay, and maybe I didn't realize there was a search bar. Oh yeah, guys. Well, this is the announcement. Announcement regarding the removal of SCP-173's image. Our poor little Peanut is leaving! Our poor little Peanut! Our little pizza face. He's going away soon. I'm very sad about this discovery. Everyone say, rest in peanuts, Peanut. Rest in Peanut. He's graduating! He's graduating! Oh my god. Why are they removing him? Well, let's look at that. Let's analyze that. A few days ago, SCP Wiki staff began a discussion to remove Untitled 2004 from SCP-173's article. If this discussion goes positively and the follow-up vote is in favor of removal, SCP-173's image will be removed on February 13th, 2022, for reasons which can be explained below. The SCP Foundation is currently licensed under Creative Commons Attribute Share Alike 3.0, abbreviated CC by SA 3.0. What this means is that SCP, as a whole, allows anyone to share or make derivative media of it, including art, movies, games, reading, etc., under the following conditions. 1. You must give appropriate credit to the creators. 2. You must release your derivative media under the same license. This has become an important part of the SCP Wiki and community since we migrated to Wikidot over a decade ago. However, as authors and staff didn't know much about licensing originally, nor did SCP have the significance at the time for it to be as big of a deal, they would often grab images from the internet at random, including images that their creators would not allow the use of. While the licensing team has been doing a fairly good job of replacing old images and ensuring new ones are completely legal, one image hasn't been replaced yet due to its cultural significance. Untitled 2004, SCP-173's image. Untitled 2004 is unique in several ways. Besides being iconic, it is also the oldest SCP image on the site. originating with SCP itself on 4chan in 2007. However, it is also the only image on the site that is not CC by SA 3.0 compliant by virtue of it being copyrighted by Izumi Kato. It is because of this that eventually Untitled 2000... Oh, my alarm is going off. Why? Not right now. I'm talking. Why did it have to go off? What was I gonna say? Yes. It is because of this, eventually Untitled 2004 would need to be removed from the article. Izumi Kato has extremely graciously allowed us to use Untitled 2004 on our site on the condition that Untitled 2004's itself or its likeness would not be used for commercial purposes. Nonetheless, we cannot indefinitely keep the image on SCP-173's page, especially since it has become increasingly difficult for us to prevent Untitled 2004's likeness from being used for commercial purposes, others as SCP grows. Licensing aside, Untitled 2004's usage on the wiki is also an ethical issue. Izumi Kato did not intend nor ask for his art to be used as an SCP, and the meaning and purpose on Untitled 2004 has been, in some ways, permanently tainted by its use in the article. Kato kindly and retroactively allowed its use for SCP-173 in 2014 on condition, but it was clear that he was not happy with the situation. Additionally, his art has been exploited by third parties trying to profit off of SCP, which has likely caused him much distress. As such, we believe the most correct course of action in this situation is to remove Untitled 2004 from SCP-173. Although this process has been delayed significantly, the longer we wait, the more harm is done to Izumi Kato's creative vision, and the risk of legal issues becomes greater. To be clear, Izumi Kato has not forced us to take down the image. We are removing Untitled 2004 proactively out of legal and moral obligation. Please do not attempt to contact or harass Kato over this. He has tried to remain uninvolved in SCP to a reasonable extent, and we are incredibly thankful for his general cooperation. So, Peanut's gonna be leaving the site on the 13th. Since he doesn't want this to be, like, monetized, I wonder, should I cut out the part of the stream where I showed the image? Because he doesn't want people to be profiting off of it, you know? I wonder if I should cut that part out. I would like to respect Mr. Kato's wishes. Might fall under fairy? I might just blur it. Okay. I might yeah. I'll probably do that before the 13th. Yeah. That's probably what I'll do. Yeah. But there's so many, like, videos of, like, that SCP, right? Wouldn't they have to blur it as well? Or, like, take down their videos? Yeah, I'll blur it. Very interesting thing. I think for Mr. Kato's sake, I will blur it. Or cut out that part of the VOD. Okay. Okay, so we have found out why Peanut is leaving us on the 13th. Very sad. Very sad indeed. We're going to be looking at SCP-1762. It looks like a cute little origami crane. Object class is neutralized. SCP-1762-1 is held in a standard containment unit at Site Blank. During the periods when SCP-1762-1 releases SCP-1762-2, video logs are to be recorded for future research. Although instances of SCP-1762-2 have been deemed harmless, they should not be allowed to exit their containment unit. Description: SCP-62-1 is a plain cardboard box that is... those are measurements. It is spray-painted silver on the interior and exterior, and the words "Here be dragons" are written in black permanent marker on the lid of the container. Opening the lid of SCP-1762-1 when it is not in the process of a release reveals it to be empty. SCP-1762-1 will infrequently open and initiate a release of SCP-1762-2. During this time, the box will briefly emit a large amount of black smoke that quickly dissipates. It takes an average of 20 seconds for SCP-1762-2 to emerge after the smoke clears. SCP-1762-2 is the collective term applied to the beings that emerge from 1762-1. All instances of SCP-1762-2 bear resemblance to various types of dragons in both Eastern and Western depictions, albeit in form similar to that of origami models. Analysis of 1762-2 reveals that they are composed of kami paper. After exiting 1762-1, instances of 1762-2 will fly together in large groups and interact playfully with any nearby personnel and each other. Aww! Aww! Where's my Google Chrome? I need to read the rest. Let's see. 1762-2 vary in length from 9 to 30 centimeters. All are capable of sustained flight once they exit 1762-1 and have been recorded attaining speeds of 15 kilometers per hour. The number of 1762-2 varies with each opening of 1762-1, with numbers ranging from 50 to over 400. After approximately 2 to 3 hours of time spent outside of 1762-1, all instances of 1762-2 return and fly back into 1762-1. During this time, 1762-1 will once again begin emitting smoke, and instances of 1762-2 will vanish after passing the rim of 1762-1. 1762-1 closes once all SCP-1762-2 have returned to it. The next date of release is inconsistent. A message written or carved into a varying material will sometimes materialize on top of 1762-1's lid once the box retrieves all instances of 1762-2. Attempts to send a message or recording device back with 1762-2 have provided negative results. These documents and their appropriate dates of appearance are being compiled and recorded. 1762-1 began to undergo a series of events that lasted 11 months and 28 days. These events, as well as prior incidents that led up to the beginning of the scenario, have now been classified under the title the Jabberwocky event. Okay, well, let's take a look-see at that. It's blocked. It's blocked. I can't look at it. It won't let me look at it. I can't look at him. Nar. It won't let me click it. It won't let me click it. Is that where all the sad stuff is? It won't let me click it. Oh no. Nar. Well, maybe this is for the best. No sad stuff for Shiki. There's a ton of YouTube videos on the SCP's full story. I see. It's the mystic power obscuring your vision. Try right-clicking? Well, that's what I did. I put open link in new tab, and it's blank. Oh, wait! Wait, I see it! First recorded instance of 1762-1 opening while contained at site blank. You have found us, thank you. It has been so long since we last saw each other, friends. The peace has been upheld. The giants and the behemoths have kept their word and have not caused any trouble since you last came and gave the order. We missed your company. How has your family been? Do you still know how to work your room? You are welcome to visit anytime. It's strange to see how much your world has changed. It is even stranger to see how we now appear in this place. In fantasy, we are much bigger. Or maybe you've grown taller. Fantasy is still the same. We hope you can visit us like you used to. Though our room is as grand as ever, it appears yours has shrunken. We do not understand. The rooms were supposed to be maintained, as was our agreement. Please restore the belief. Only 20 instances of 1762-2 appeared during this event. Said instances did not lift off and instead walked slowly on foot for the whole period they were out of SCP-1762-1. Friends, we apologize for our few numbers. We have had to remain in fantasy for quite some time. The others are growing impatient. We are trying to keep the peace, but please, for all of our happiness, repair the room quickly. We know you are trying. Your family is the most imaginative of us all. Along with 10 instances of 1762-2 appearing, 3 balls of yellow crumpled construction paper were expelled from 1762-1. These pieces were observed to shake violently for 5 seconds, then cease all further movement. They were picked up by 1762-2 and returned to 1762-1. The Giants were foolish. Your room was not ready to accept them yet. We're sorry, friends. We hope that we can still see you, but time is growing short for our happiness. I'm scared. 5 instances of 1762-2 emerged carrying said document. They immediately returned to 1762-1 after depositing it on the floor. Tensions are rising. Fantasy is becoming darker. We, the serpents and the hybrids, are furiously trying to hold them back. The giants and elves wish to strike and make an entrance. They say that your family has grown stupid and ignorant. We hope this is untrue. It would sadden us all greatly to know that you have forgotten. A single red instance of 1762-2 emerged from 1762-1. Its wings were torn and it was noticeably crumpled. It collapsed onto the floor 1 minute later and did not move again. Upon its expiration, the body of 1762-2 rapidly unfolded and revealed a message written on the white side of the paper. War. Goodbye, friends. 2 hours later, 1762-1 opened and emitted flames that reached 2 meters in height and temperatures of 1700 Celsius. Sounds of distant roaring were heard from within 1762-1 at 2000 hours. A large amount of torn paper pieces and paper balls were ejected from 1762-1. Several damaged 1762-2 were also expelled and were deemed deceased upon examination. 1762-1 continued to sporadically open and close for the next 6 weeks. During this time, it continued to emit fire, as the amount of paper discharged from it steadily decreased. Matter resembling muscle and tissue was continuously expelled from 1762-1 at increasing frequency. 1762-1 remained closed and inactive for the next 7 months. This document was discovered lying inside the interior of 1762-1. It was written on parchment and many of the words had been blurred or stained with blood. I don't like this. Are you still out there, friends? We miss you dearly. Fantasy is no longer safe. Our haven, your beautiful creation, is gone. The giants are dead. The centaurs are dead. The birds have fled. We are going to bury your room. We cannot risk hurting you. This is our goodbye. Maybe one day your family can build another room. This may be a hollow hope, but we will cherish this thought. 1 hour later, 1762-1 began to shake and emit smoke for 15 minutes, after which it began to sag and collapse. Several portions of the box began to char and tear, creating small burn holes throughout. The words, "Here be dragons," on the lid of the box were burned away. This is the final message obtained from 1762-1. It was written in ink on a papyrus scroll and also depicted a scene of a painted, mountainous landscape filled with large trees and waterfalls. A single winged dragon can be seen in the background. It appears to be flying away. The message is written in black ink in the bottom right-hand corner. Master says that we won't see you again. We are sad. So are the remaining others. We once filled each other's heads with dreams and goals. It is so sad that we cannot share them any longer. Master says we have to go. He says that he will make us a new fantasy. He says you cannot be a part of it. We are sad. We love you. We will not forget you. We are scared. Will you forget us? Upon removal of document 1762-18, salt water began to leak from 1762-1, and the burn marks that covered the container began to disappear. 3 minutes later, SCP 1762-1 had been restored to its original state. The words "Here be dragons" were replaced with the words "Here were dragons." Oh my god! Since the end of the Jabberwocky event, 1762-1 has shown no further anomalous properties. It has been declared neutralized. 1761 at 3 to Yoshihiro Takenaka's office for commemorative purposes. What is this? After nearly 8 years of inactivity, researcher Takenaka reported 1762-1 began emitting purple smoke and spontaneously opened at 2300 hours, falling to the floor. It dislodged a single chunk of crystal, later identified as amethyst, in a large leather-bound book. The contents of this book appeared to detail various species that once lived within the world of SCP-1762-2. From what the author has written, all organisms mentioned are likely extinct. The book is now classified as 1762 BOL-1. The amethyst crystal had the following words carved into it. One last time. After falling, SCP-1762-1 continuously emitted smoke for the next 40 minutes. Before ceasing all activity, upon trying to pick up 1762-1, Takenaka reported that the box proceeded to disintegrate. Upon touching it, its remains are now kept in a containment capsule in his office! What the fuck? Your word, dragons! Oh my god. I need water. That was awful! Oh, Kat, thank you for the Streamlabs dono. I'm not sure if you're still here. I need to run now. Thanks again for the song. Hearing you in it kind of boosted my mood. Pray you have a great vacation with no issues and have lots of fun. Don't worry about keeping track of the SCP. I will rewatch later and tag you with a new one. Thank you so much, Kat. I really appreciate it. I hope your day improves. Oh, and Greg D, thank you for being a member for 2 months. 2 months, woo! Hope SCP is good for Shiki. Check out SCP-113 and 291 if you want a good question. A good question? I don't think it shows your entire message. Oh no. Okay, then we're gonna check out 113 and 291 maybe. Look up 999. Didn't we already look at that one? I swear it's already listed here. Everything that's listed to the left we've already read. And I will not read 2 of the same SCP. Oh, the biggest saddest loser, thank you for the super chat. I think SCP-810J is a blood relative of yours. We will look at it after we look at SCP-113, I think. (113) The gender switcher? What? What is this? Oh, Kohin Haru, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Hello, Professor Shiki. Thank you for always having such fun streams. Thank you! I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a member. SCP-113 is to be kept in a standard storage in Site-23. 113 may be handled with laboratory gloves. No organism may be exposed to 113 without prior approval. Personnel exposed to 113 are to be kept under medical observation for 7 days. 113 resembles a small polished piece of red jasper. Analysis shows that 113 is not composed of jasper, but blank. Composition similar to that of other covered objects. When 113 comes in direct contact with the flesh of an organism possessing sex chromosomes, the organism's physical characteristics associated with gender and biological sex are transformed, including genetics and secondary sexual characteristics, either reversed or altered. I see. Let's see. This process occurs in 4 stages, lasts approximately 0.2 seconds. 113 bonds with the cells that it touches, and it induces an unidentified chemical change. This process causes tissue damage similar to mild burns, and 113 cannot be removed from contact with the subject until all stages complete. Stage 2 lasts approximately 20 seconds. 113 emits a low-intensity electromagnetic wave which travels through the subject's body. Subjects may experience nausea and vomiting along with a stinging sensation throughout the body. Stage 3 lasts approximately 60 seconds. Throughout the stage, the subject's cellular makeup is temporarily transformed. Altered cell composition ranges widely from being unidentifiable as human to a unique variation of partially differentiated stem cells. The subject will experience intense stimulation of all sensory nerves during the final 20 seconds of the stage, and describe this part of the process as extremely painful. Subjects in poor health may die of shock in this stage. At the end of the stage, the subject's biological sex is permanently altered. In standard cases, the subject's biological sex will be changed to the opposite biological sex. All primary and secondary sexual characteristics are altered accordingly. SCP-113 disengages from the subject and becomes inert. Let's see. Subjects with sex chromosomes atypical from their species are affected in unpredictable ways by 113 and human intersex subjects. This appears to be influenced by gender identity. Such subjects may be unaffected, or their bodies may change to match baseline male or female bodies. Or other results may occur. Usually, change seems to match or partially match subject's gender identity during initial use. If gender identity is non-standard, whether SCP-113 alters its effect based on the presence of a non-standard gender identity is under investigation. Gender identity of human subjects is not typically altered by 113, and subjects with non-standard gender identities, this usually results in positive psychological effects. In subjects with standard gender identities, psychological effects are usually negative. These appear to be natural psychological reactions and not an anomalous effect of 113. Okay. Okay. Exposure results in unusual effects in certain species. In Varanus, the Komodo dragon, a number of individuals were transformed to possess WW chromosomes instead of ZZ or ZW, which was in every instance fatal. In a nematode, no males were produced despite C. elegans having two sexes, hermaphrodite and male. Male subjects became hermaphrodites and hermaphrodite subjects were unaffected. Note, in wild populations, male C. elegans are extremely rare. Subjects of single-sex hermaphroditic species will not be transformed by SCP-113. This object's process will stop at the second stage and the object will become inert. Previously exposed subjects may undergo 113's effects, again by reinitiating contact with 113 after approximately 60 seconds have passed. However, in 25% of cases, immediate second exposure to 113 fails to transform the subject correctly. Transformation failure varies in nature, but usually includes massive bone, organ, and tissue damage to the subject, as well as partial or complete obliteration of genitalia. This commonly results in death by organ trauma or internal bleeding. Failure rate can be affected by subjects not coming into contact with 113 for a lengthy period of time, which varies by subject. Patterns are under research. Under normal circumstances, transformation failure rate increases exponentially upon multiple exposures. Subjects who survive rapid, repeated exposure are eventually transformed, data expunged. Further anomalous elements continue to appear as exposure count increases. I see. Very interesting. Oh no, they become furries. Okay, and then last super chat said SCP-810-J. Let's check that out. Oh, Andy, thank you for being a member for 2 months. I want to promote my favorite SCP-3000 for deep Lovecraftian horror and SCP-662 because you like the drink dispenser and this is similar. Thank you! I will check those out after this. And Eduardo, thank you for the super chat. If I may recommend SCP-4999, Someone to Watch Over Us, or SCP-507, Reluctant Dimension Hopper. If you haven't read them before, love the SCP videos. Thank you! Sure, we'll check those out after we go through indies as well. Aww! A babby! Rip Peanut indeed, Nolia. Okay, a dog in need. 810J is to be fed and walked twice daily by a female Foundation staff member. 810J is to be under constant surveillance. All banks within a 5-kilometer radius of Site-27 are to be monitored in the case of a containment breach. 810J is a male German Shepherd capable of American English speech. Any male identifying person will perceive all statements made by 810J as true, and will not perceive 810J's behavior as unusual in any way. 810J will not engage in conversation on any subject other than whether or not the other participant is willing to lend 810J $5,000. 810J will regurgitate a small porcelain figure of a stylized toadstool designated 810J1 and offer it as collateral for the exchange if the approached individual appears uninterested. If the individual questions 810J's ability to repay the debt, 810J will claim that its father, Mick Jagger, will be perfectly willing to co-sign. Though males may believe these statements due to 810J's anomalous properties, 810J does not seem to increase an affected individual's willingness to lend it money. Affected individuals will, however, attempt to convince others to help SCP-810J, often being the primary subject of conversation up to 3 hours after exposure. Oh my god! Dr. Patricia Wack. Hello, SCP-810J. How are you today? I'm just fine, except that there's a small matter I think you can help me with. If this is about $5,000, that's all I need from you. Look, my dad, Mick, you know Mick, right? Give me shelter, painted black, call him up right now. He'll tell you. I need the money bad. Throw me a bone here. 810J, we've contacted Mr. Jagger, and he claims to have no relation to you, as was expected. Oh, Dad, drugs really got to him. Look here, I'll make you a deal. Regurgitates J1. Nope, not again. We just cleaned in here. See this? You get to keep this. Till I get you the dough back. This is going nowhere. Someone get a cleanup crew in here. Closing statement. The value of SCP-810J1 appears minimal, and it seems to serve no function other than a bargaining chip for 810J. More research is clearly required as why 810J values it so highly, or what it believes its purpose to be. Come on, I thought you would have figured this out by now. It's a knick-knack paddywhack. Give the dog alone. His old man's a rolling stone. Site director, John. Oh my god. Very interesting. Very interesting SCP. Oh my god. Let me check. I missed some member stuff. A Kinky Cadaver, thank you for being a member for 2 months. The real question is whether Shiki is an SCP or not. I don't know. Am I? Am I? Am I? And then Derp the Wise Wolf, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Yes, very good. Yes, very good indeed. Thank you. And, oh, Kim! Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Shiki. I love your model. I also am a studier of SCPs. I got a hiccup. My favorite thing to do when studying is to choose one of the groups of interest and the rabbit hole from there. Have fun. Ooh! I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look into that. Thank you very, very much. And then I missed 2 other super chats. The biggest, saddest loser, thank you for the super chat. Truly the most toxic SCP. I see. Yet you claim that he is a blood relative of mine. JR, thank you for the super chat. If you get a chance, SCP-2337 is pretty funny until you decipher what it's saying. Oh. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Alright, where were we going? We need to... Oh wait, Yinwei! Yinwei also tipped. Thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono, Yinwei. Thanks for reading these, Shiki. Check out SCP-5955. It is not sad, although it has been known to cause some pain. Oh wow. Okay, we'll check out 5955 then. 5955. Fool's Errand? Honestly, I suggested he was your relative because of this request for money. You requested that specific amount before. Like for a Genshin Impact stream. Oh, Greg, thank you for the super chat. What is your favorite one so far? I think my favorite one still is the patchwork bear. That one made me cry so hard. Ooh, okay, 5955. Oh wait, is it 5855? Oh wait. Okay, in the Streamlabs dono it said 5955. Okay, I'll go back. It's 5855. What is this? What is this? Not enough is currently known about SCP-5855 manifestations to effectively contain SCP-5855 upon manifestation. For this reason, short-term containment efforts should focus on administering Class G amnestics to individuals who have seen 5855 but were unaffected by 5855's non-anomalous anti-mimetic property. Permanent containment efforts have been directed towards the finalization of Operation TV Dinner. Upon completion of Operation TV Dinner and observation of its effectiveness, special containment procedures are to be revised. 5855 is the collective designation for a variety of anomalous fruit bearing one or more human organs or appendages. 5855 instances are sentient and ambulatory, repositioning themselves by rolling, hopping, or using their human limbs. 5855 instances manifest in close proximity to individuals, hereafter referred to as 5855A, who have artistic or creative backgrounds and are affected by one or more of the following: severe sleep deprivation, high fever, hallucinogenic drugs, and psychosis. Sounds like a good time. Instances often deny that their perceptions of 5855 are accurate, instead believing that they had misidentified non-anomalous fruit or were dreaming. This effect has been deemed non-anomalous. 5855A instances frequently create art depicting 5855, which demanifests soon after 5855A's spark of inspiration. What are those? What are those? Manana. Pearson. Orange lips. And pineapple. Pineapple. Oh my god. Addendum 02, proposition by Head Researcher Turner. Head Researcher Turner's analysis of SCP-5855 manifestations discovered the following patterns. There is a minimum of 6 months between every 5855 manifestation. The length of time between manifestations, not including the initial 6 months, appears related to the style in which 5855 was depicted. The length of the demanifestation period is positively correlated with how realistic the depiction of 5855 is, and how central said depiction is to the piece's overall composition. Considering this information, along with the 5855's previously documented sentience and tendency to manifest in the presence of artistic creative individuals, the following explanation for 5855's behavior have been hypothesized. 5855 instances manifest with the intent of being artistically depicted. 5855 has a preference for realistic art styles and depictions that focus on 5855. The length of 5855 manifestations correlate with how satisfied 5855 is with its depiction. By depicting 5855 during a demanifestation period, one could extend the length of time that 5855 is satisfied, delaying future manifestations. To test this hypothesis and more effectively contain 5855, Operation TV Dinner was proposed. Create an additional source of Foundation funding if Operation TV Dinner fails to prevent all 5855 manifestations, and inoculate the public to images of fruit with human organs. This will reduce the likelihood of the veil being broken by 5855 manifestations. Y'all ever had to satisfy a fruit? Course of action of Foundation Shell Company is to produce and frequently publish new depictions of 5855 to the public. These are to take the form of an episodic television show, allowing new content and subsequently new depictions of 5855 to be created indefinitely. The main characters of the series, who are to be on screen as often as possible, will be fruit-bearing multiple external human organs. These organs are to be digitally transposed onto their surface's skin, peel, rind by a team of editors. If necessary for plot coherence, head researcher Turner may appear as an in-universe character. The prototype. This is the annoying orange. This is the annoying orange. I hate this! I hate this! I hate this! This is the worst! I hate this! Why? 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 You were right. It did cause pain, Yinwei. Man. What if it was... I liked the person and the banana. I wish it would have been that instead. What the heck? The first VTuber. The first VTuber. Okay, and then we're going to Andy Oddman's request, so we need to go to 3000. How do you pronounce this? What? By order of the Overseer Council, the following file describes a class blank cognito-hazardous entity and is level 5 out of 3000 classified. Unauthorized access is forbidden. Whoa. Special containment procedures. The area containing SCP-3000, currently a region of the Bay of Bengal, roughly 300 kilometers in diameter, is to be routinely patrolled by Foundation naval vessels. Under no circumstances are civilians allowed to attempt deep-sea exploration or diving efforts in the quarantine area. Individuals believed to have contacted 3000 are to be contained, quarantined, and processed at Site 151. Individuals affected by the anomalous properties of 3000 are to be held in containment indefinitely. Have you got your level 5 clearance card? Alright, let me take a sippy of water before we get into this big boy. Okay. The Foundation submarine SCPF Aramida is to monitor the location of the foremost section of 3000, currently located within the Ganges Fan, roughly 0.7 kilometers beneath the bay. The Aramida is tasked with carrying out the Absec protocol, and staffing regulations on board the vessel are subject to the guidelines of that protocol. For a full description of the Absec protocol, see Addendum 3000.2. There is currently no known cure for exposure to SCP-3000. As such, affected individuals should be contained and quarantined for further evaluation. Individuals stationed aboard the SCPF Aramida are not permitted to leave the vessel except for the purposes of carrying out the necessary procedures of the ATZAC protocol. Individuals who leave the vessel without proper authorization are to be considered lost. Under no circumstances should any individual interact with 3000 without authorization. Also, not a hazard. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. Very comfy and fun stream. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay. Description. 3000 is a massive aquatic serpentine entity strongly resembling a giant moray eel. The full length of 3000 is impossible to determine, but is hypothesized to be between 600 and 900 kilometers. The head of 3000 measures roughly 2.5 meters in diameter, and sections of the body proper are as large as 10 meters in diameter. 3000 is typically a sedentary creature, only moving its head in response to certain stimuli or during feeding. The majority of its body is located in and around the Genghis fawn, and rarely moves at all. 3000 is carnivorous and, despite its sedentary nature, is capable of moving quickly to dispatch prey. Despite its size, it is hypothesized that 3000 does not require sustenance to maintain its biological functions, while 3000 excretes a thin layer of viscous, dark gray substance classified as Y909. Through its skin as it consumes prey, the end results of its digestive processes is currently unknown. 3000 is a class... I don't know Roman numerals. Cognito-hazardous entity. Direct observation of 3000 may cause several mental alterations in viewers. Individuals who directly observe 3000, as well as any individuals within a certain distance of SCP-3000, experience inexplicable head pain, paranoia, general fear, and panic, and memory loss or alteration. The following is a log from Site 151's historical records, written by Dr. Eugene Jetz, and initial discovery of SCP-3000 and effects felt therein. Oh, it's number 8. Also, Emmer thank you so much for joining Kibblebits. Enjoy your acapellas, emotes, and members-only streams. And Alex G, welcome to Kibblebits. Enjoy your acapellas, emotes, and members-only streams. Thank you guys so much for joining membership. Thank you. Wow, I fucked up. Did you guys hear me reading? Did you guys at least hear me thanking the new members for joining? Did you guys hear me? Did the new members at least? Okay, you guys at least heard that. Okay, good. I want to make sure that they heard that. Okay. That's good. Okay, so I will restart from this part. The unease was felt throughout the entire crew as we descended on that first night. Whether this was due to our uncertainty of what we would discover or something more sinister, I would not speculate. As we continued to descend, Williams began sweating profusely. When asked about it, he could not respond, stating that he thought he was missing something he could not deduce. As our descent continued, he began to act more and more erratically, at one point addressing myself as Darlene, and expressing uncertainty as to the tasks he was assigned to handle. Similar feelings were expressed by other members of the crew, but Williams felt it the most. His mimetic resistance was by far the lowest of all of us. But he was a biologist, not a mimeticist. When we finally came into contact with the entity, we began whimpering and he had to be sedated. I remember him muttering the word "no" over and over again, as if in disbelief. He went silent after a while as we approached its head, and when I looked back at him, something had gone from his eyes. He did not even so much as blink as we made our final descent. At around 0940 hours, we first observed the head of the entity. The unease was palpable now. Several other crew members complained of feeling hazy and of being uncertain what they were supposed to be doing. Captain Ritter, ever the man's man, wrote it all off as nitrogen intoxication and forced them to continue approaching the entity. When we were within 50 meters, the entity turned slowly to look at us, even now as I recall watching this thing coil around in the darkness. I can still hear Williams barking like a mad dog in the rear of the vessel, screaming and flailing, shouting about how he could see it in his head. Perkins and Harrison tried to restrain him, but he got free and smashed his face in against one of the portholes. He hit it so hard he cracked the inner layer of glass. The damage was bad enough that we had to surface. We tried to give Williams medical attention, but he was too far gone at that point. He had pulped himself against the glass, and despite the trauma, he still spoke briefly as he lay dying. Nobody recorded it, we didn't think to at the time, but I remember it well enough. He said, "There's nothing. By the time we had reached the surface several hours later, Williams was dead. At the time, I didn't think much about what he had said, just the ravings of a man Gone mad by the depths, I figured. I didn't know any better. But even now, I can still see the eyes of the creature. I see it hanging there in the darkness, illuminated by a light I cannot source, and I feel the lingering dread that Williams must have felt that night in the submersible, as he was overcome by whatever void that foul thing slithered out of. I'm not wearing a straitjacket! Let's take a sip of water. Okay. 3000 was discovered in 1971, shortly after 2 Bangladeshi fishing boats and 15 fishermen were reported missing after drifting near the Indian coast, as the country of Bangladesh had only been recently established at the time and had been subject to significant political persecution on the part of Pakistan. This incident received high-profile media attention due to fears that it was a result of foreign aggression. Local coastal dispatch units could not locate the missing boats, fueling further media hysteria. Foundation researchers stationed in Kolkata, drew similarities between this disappearance and another incident 2 years ago. A thorough search aided by the Marriott Pashler counters revealed the location of the 2 boats, as well as an unknown, previously undiscovered mass deep below the surface of the Bay of Bengal. Further investigation by Foundation divers discovered the existence of SCP-3000. The area was quickly secured and current containment procedures were put in place in April of 1972. The Absec protocol was adapted in October of 1998. Okay. Initial contact exploration log. The following is the transcript of audio logs taken during initial deep-sea diver contact with 3000. Until this point, no Foundation diver had come within 300 meters of 3000. Divers were tasked with assessing the creature and determining the source of the thick, gray fluid that had been observed floating around its head. Dive team was composed of 3 members of MTF Orion 9 Kingfishers, led by MTF-09 Alpha. Launch point was through the airlock of the Foundation submarine SCPF Stravinsky. All divers were equipped with high-pressure suits as well as front-facing headlamps. Additionally, a tether was connected to MTF-09 Alpha, which was then connected in a T-shape out to both Bravo and Foxtrot. Alright, Command, we're situated in the airlock and ready to roll. Confirmed. Go ahead and sound off. Orion 9 Alpha, check. Orion 9 Bravo, check. Alright, men, we're in position about 500 meters from the head of this creature. Make sure your tethers are on good and tight. We don't want any of you getting separated out there. What's visibility like down here today, Command? Stand by, about 3 meters, so it's dark as fuck. Got it. Why are we so far out? The size of this thing is hard to comprehend, and it's wrapped up in itself in several places. We can't get too close because there's too much body there. The entity hasn't moved in about 3 weeks. At all? Affirmative. It moves slightly with the currents down here, but nothing more than that. If it weren't for the head movement that was observed by the first submersible team, we probably wouldn't know if it was alive or not. That's reassuring. Alright, tethers are tight. Flood the chamber. Confirmed. Rushing water is heard as the airlock chamber floods. No other sound is heard for several minutes. After some time, the sound of rushing water stops. You both good? I'm good. It's fucking cold. Hopefully we won't be out here for long then. Turn on your lighters, boys. Here we go. All members of the dive team exit lighters. Not lights, it's not lighters. Exit the airlock. There is a low mechanical sound as the airlock door closes behind them. A muffled click sound is heard, and the Stravinsky activates its aft floodlights. Hey Alpha, maybe this is a bad time to ask, but I can't remember how to turn on my lamp, and your lamp is on, Foxtrot. What? What did you call me? Your designation, Mulaney. Foxtrot. I'm Foxtrot, boss. Hang on, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean by designation. It's your goddamn call sign, Bravo. What do you mean? Bravo. Shit, hang on. I was gonna say something. Barry, are you still there? Stand by. Go for command. Hey, we're having a little trouble out here. I'm not sure who... We seem to have some confusion over designations, and I'm not sure where we're going. Where exactly are we? God, do you guys feel that? I just got an awful headache. It's like needling in my brain. Something Dive team, be advised that we believe you may be experiencing some detrimental cognitive effects. Keep moving forward, and we'll give you more information as we receive it. Noted, Command. We advise that Foxtrot has a terrible headache. I think... Are we going in the right direction? We can't see out here. You are roughly 150 meters from the head of the entity, Alpha. You should be getting a visual soon. Command, I don't see anything. Where are we? Where are we? We're almost there, Alpha. Dive team, be advised. We picked up movement from the entity on radar. Barry, I don't see anything down here. What are we supposed to be looking? All I can see is darkness. There's a chill, foul wind blowing, pushing me towards a brink I can't see. Shut up, shut up, shut up, Command. Bravo is unresponsive, requesting immediate cessation of mission. Wait a second. On the edge of the nothingness, inches from oblivion, there's a sickness in my mind that I know can't be cured. Beyond me is only blackness and a single pair of dark eyes. What are you saying? Dive team, we're going to pull you back in immediately. We have reason to believe that... Barry, is that you? How can it be? I shoveled the dirt during your... I can hear something over there, Alpha. Your light... Get your fucking... Silence. Only silence. My consciousness coming undone. And only, and only, and only. Dive team, something is moving towards you. Repeat, something is moving towards you. Prepare to return to... This is shit. I can't see. How far are we from the... It's right there. It's right there. Fuck, what are you both doing? Fuck! And only the eel remains. Radio silence for 20 seconds. Alpha? Radio silence for 13 seconds. Alpha? Bravo? Foxtrot? Do any of you hear us? Unintelligible. Thank God, Bravo, you need to speak up. We can't... Shh. Radio silence for 10 seconds. Something is bound up the winch between you and us. We can't... It's opening its mouth. So dark, there's... Where am I? What? Barry, how can it be? I shoveled dirt. Mulaney, swim. Get away. There's only darkness. Swim. Only... There is suddenly tension in the tether attached to the Stravinsky. 09 Foxtrot's radio goes silent. There is the sound of a struggle through the other two radios. Foxtrot? Foxtrot. Alpha? Bravo? Talk to me. Stay calm. What happened? Hate him. Fuck, he's gone. It took him God damn it, Alpha. What are you doing? Alpha? What the fucking goddamn tether, Alpha? It's pulling us in. Who? Fuck! Total radio silence for 30 seconds. Tether attached to Stravinsky is pulled free from its moorings and disappears. Alpha? Bravo. Do you copy? Radio silence for 5 seconds. Alpha? Bravo. Do you copy? Oh no, Miss Keisha! This is Bravo. I'm floating in the dark. I can see shapes moving through the fog, but they're hard to make out. I cut my tether. Alpha wouldn't... I think he's gone. I don't see his light anymore. Acknowledged. We're coming to... Hang on. Just let me think for a second. Cognition. This thing, it doesn't work around it. Your brain can't form thought. It hurts. It's like dying. And... Bravo, do you have eyes on the entity? It's in my head, guys. Coiled up in there like a snake, and something about it is caustic. I can see it just in front of me. It's not doing anything. It isn't moving, just hanging there with its mouth open. I think it's finished eating. That fluid is seeping through the skin around its head, about a meter back. Just looking at the stuff is making me... Like the room is spinning. I feel nauseous. My head isn't working right. There's an abortion under the floorboards and another in this... Wait, this is wrong. This isn't me. Who said that? I'm going to collect a sample. Hang on. Bravo, we're going to send out a crew to get you. Just hold on. No, don't do that. No. You have to be trained to not feel the things I'm feeling, otherwise it will get into you. Maybe it will anyway, who knows? It feels like the end of the world down here. Fellas, my heart is really going off the charts and I think I'm dying. I got a sample. I'll attach it to one of those little balloons and let it float up. You'll be able to get it later. Don't spend too much time around that stuff. It doesn't... Your mind... Bravo? I think I'm dying. I'm dying. I know I'm dying. This is it. I just want to get away from here. You know, it occurs to me... Don't send anyone else out here. It's so dark. Bravo? Over the next half hour, the SCPF Stravinsky attempted to approach 09 Bravo with no success. Command continued to attempt to communicate with 09 Bravo, but Bravo grew increasingly unintelligible before eventually going completely silent. Bravo's radio stayed active over the next 3 days, and intermittent breathing could be heard until the radio ceased functioning. Johnny Bravo! Big sip of water, guys. Hydration check. Alright. Okay, Absec protocol. This protocol dictates certain interactions with the class 8. I know that now. Cognitohazardous entity, 3000, and as such is level 5 out of 3000 classified. Preface, this following protocol was developed in conjunction with researchers from Site 29 and Site 50 as well as researchers stationed at Site 151. Some sections may have been redacted to remove material above this classification. Adherence to this protocol is required for all personnel assigned to Site 151, as well as all personnel assigned to the SCPF Eremita. The 151 Holster Absec protocol has been developed and implemented to create a strategy for the management of the Y909 chemical compound excreted by 3000. 909 compound, originally discovered by the late Dr. Adam Hollister, is a critical component in several modern experimental amnestic compounds. Specifically, the following amnestics now contain a refined version of the Y909 compound. Okay. The inclusion of the Y909 compound has shown a marked increase in the stability and long-term effectiveness of the... Oh god, I lost my place. Of the aforementioned amnestics, overall amnestics utilizing Y909 break down 78% slower than their standard counterparts in cold storage and 52% slower than their standard counterparts in room temperature. Blah. Additionally, individuals administered an amnestic regimen utilizing Y909 show a marked increase in suggestibility, memory clearance, and a significant decrease in additional side effects. I have hiccups. Such as nausea, vomiting, bowel distress, blurred vision, headaches, insomnia, heart damage, and others. Individuals treated with these amnestics express significantly fewer intrusive memories as those without Y909, with some individuals exposed to experimental compounds expressing no intrusive memories whatsoever, even at the 5 and 0 and 10-year marks. Due to the effectiveness of these treatments with the addition of Y909, the continued inclusion of this compound is essential to modern Foundation amnestic application. Reliance on the continued use of Y909 necessitates its collection for the foreseeable future, as a synthetic version of the compound has not yet been discovered. As such, this protocol dictates the way this compound is collected off of SCP-3000 and the way personnel are to interact with SCP-3000. Below is a brief framework of the procedure, and detailed information can be found in the full Absec brief. Hold on, I need to cough. Okay, there we go. Members of MTF Epsilon 20 Night Fishermen are to prepare a subject for deliverance to the feeding site. One individual D-class subject is to be administered a sedative equipped with a high-pressure diving suit. The subject is then to be tethered to an underwater ROV within the aft airlock. The airlock is to be flooded, where the subject is to be towed by the ROV towards the feeding site. Upon reaching the feeding site, the ROV is to disconnect its tether and return to the Eremita. Throughout this stage, SCPF Eremita should monitor SCP-3000's position and adjust course if the entity begins to move away from the feeding site. Mission Command will provide additional instructions during the phase if necessary. Personnel on board the SCPF Eremita are to monitor SCP-3000 during feeding sessions. During this time, no personnel are permitted to leave the Eremita without authorization from Mission Command. At a point after the total consumption of prey, SCP-3000 will begin to excrete Y909 near the foremost section of its body. Specialized terms of deep-sea divers are to exit the SCPF Eremita through the aft airlock and approach SCP-3000. Collection of Y909 must take place during SCP-3000's digestive period, which is currently believed to be roughly 2.5 hours after consumption of prey. Teams must return to launch craft before the end of this period. During this period, the typical effects of SCP-3000 are less severe, though command should continue to monitor these teams for damage to their cognition. After collection of Line 909 is complete, personnel are to transfer the collected substances to secure containers before returning to the surface. The mission administrator on board the Eremita is to monitor the substance through the transport. I see. Level 3 researcher Venkatraman Krishnamurthy attempt to exit out of the Eremita's aft airlock without diving equipment, but was quickly restrained and the airlock cycle aborted, despite having a CRV of 26 and having not displayed any previous signs of depression or suicidal attempt prior to his assignment aboard the Eremita. Krishnamurthy was interviewed by staff clinical psychologist Dr. Anand Manava to acquire a better understanding of SCP-3000's potential effect on his psyche. Very large boy. Hi, Venkat. How are you feeling? Unwell. That's what I hear. Do you want to talk about what happened today? Silent. We don't have to if you don't want to. We can talk about something else. I'm tired, Anand. I understand this assignment has been stressful on Olive. It's not... No, it isn't stress. I've done this before. I've been on... I don't actually know if I've done this before. You have. I don't remember it, any of it. I've been getting these out of context feelings, like my body's reacting to reflexes it didn't know it had. Everything is so disconnected, and trying to keep it together is... I'm just tired. When did you start feeling this way? How long have we been down here? I don't remember. I don't know when. I honestly don't. I wish I could tell you more than that, but I have nothing. I look to that place in my mind, and there's something else there, or something... Or sometimes nothing at all. What do you mean, something else? I've been having other people's dreams, Anand. I see faces I don't recognize, places I know I've never been, or maybe I have, I don't know. How can I know what is real or not when I can't trust my own mind? Well, maybe I can help you with that, Venkat. We can go over things you think you've forgotten, and I can... Don't patronize me. I know you felt it, Anand. Your mind gets hazy, parts of you start to slip, your memories grow faint, fading in and out until they're gone, or worse, replaced. You see pasts that aren't yours, experiences that you've never lived. You start to become other people, or nobody at all. Venkat, please, I'm just trying to help. Do you even know my work before we met? Come to think of it, I don't even remember how we met. I know your name, know that you're a psychologist, but are we friends? Are we brothers? I don't know how I know you. We work together, I know that. I still have that, but other things, they come and go. I don't know if I'm married or have children. I see. That isn't the worst of it. I know this is happening to me. I know that my mind is coming apart, but there's something else in there too. Something rising out of the smoke of my smoldering consciousness. That eel. The eel? I don't remember my mother. I can hear her voice, but I can't remember her face. I can't remember how she smelled or how she... But what I do remember is she told me about gods. There is a god called Anantashisha, a serpent, the king of serpents, said to lie beneath Vishnu in the cosmos. A six-headed snake god, isn't that something? Yes, I'm familiar. Of course, I'm sorry I forgot. I don't remember much, but I do remember that she told me about how it would linger past the end. Gaze upon the darkness past the end of time. She said that when the light of the universe had gone out, all that would be left is Anantashisha. God, that is a mouthful. I have worked my life for the Foundation. So much as I can recall, I have struggled to build my name and my reputation, and done everything I can do to leave something. Anything. Some kind of mark that says I was here. But what is it? I believe that 3000 is Anantashisha. I believe that this aberration, this treachery against cognition is the result of us being in the presence of a god. Not just a god, but a god who exists across all time. Shisha. I'll just call it Shisha. All at once and even beyond. Maybe some part of the nothingness beyond the edge of time is part of Shisha as well. Maybe it acts as a conduit, some kind of... Please, we're scientists. No. Let me finish. In defiance of the nothingness that comes after this, all of this, there is Shisha. There's a chance that my memories might live on, that I might be remembered like the memories that I've seen have been through me. I don't have proof of this, but when I looked into its eyes and saw what it showed me, I was afraid. I'm merely a mediocre man, Anan. This was a fear that I refused to acknowledge for years. A fear of irrelevance. That no one will know who I am when I die. Afraid of being forgotten. Afraid of my life being meaningless. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of dying. There is a terror within me that I cannot reconcile, Anan. I won't lie to you and tell you that the maw of the Naga does not terrify me as well. But between this and the infinite dark I have gazed into, I have made up my mind. Jesus. After 2 days of containment with a secure holding cell on board the Aremida, orders were received to lift the hold order on Dr. Krishnamurthy in accordance to the terms of the Absec protocol. 3 hours after Dr. Krishnamurthy was released from his holding cell, the following incident took place. Krishnamurthy stands near the entrance to the Aremida aft airlock. Subject is facing away from the nearest camera. Proximity alarm is triggered. Exterior floodlights activated. 3000 is still not visible. Command is alerted. And Aremida's engines engage, preparing for evasive maneuvers. Krishnamurthy is startled by proximity alarm and begins to appear panicked. Subject continues to look at the entrance to the aft airlock. Subject turns briefly towards nearest camera and is observed to be weeping. Krishnamurthy slowly approaches aft airlock and opens airlock door. Subject enters airlock and primary access door seals behind the subject. Interior airlock camera captures Krishnamurthy staring at exterior airlock door for a full 2 minutes unmoving. After 2 minutes, subject collapses on the ground. All cameras shutter as primary turbines spin up. 3000 is visible on radar approaching Aremida. 3000 is not visible on exterior cameras. Krishnamurthy stands and approaches diving suit locker. Subject puts on a high-pressure deep-sea diving suit, then moves towards exterior door controls. Subject engages exterior door latch. Interior airlock camera is obscured by rushing water. Secondary alarm is triggered by airlock breach. Personnel on the bridge attempt to close airlock, but Krishnamurthy has already exited the airlock. Krishnamurthy hangs in the water behind the aft section of the Aremida, illuminated by exterior floodlights. Subject is motionless. 3000 slowly appears from out of the darkness. Krishnamurthy remains motionless. Exterior camera shutter as Aremida begins to reverse towards Krishnamurthy. Rescue teams have assembled in the airlock chamber. 3000 approaches Krishnamurthy. Its mouth begins to open. Aremida sounds horns, but neither 3000 or subject appears to notice. 3000 moves to just above Krishnamurthy. Subject appears to look up into the now fully expanded jaw of 3000. Aremida begins to flash external floodlights. Airlock opens. Anan, I was wrong. God save me, it's not. 3000 strikes and quickly consumes Krishnamurthy. 3000 disappears into the darkness and is no longer visible on exterior cameras. Rescue crews are recalled. Crew begins to initiate Absec protocol. Oh god. Okay. Following are excerpts from the personal diaries of Dr. Anand Manava, and Dr. Manava has kept several journals during his assignment and has reported that it is beneficial to counteract the psychological and memory-affecting properties of SCP-3000. Wow, this is a long read! I come to bury Venkat, not to praise him. Psychologically speaking, having your memories affected like this is not a pleasant experience for anyone. I really shouldn't be surprised he chose to relieve himself from having his memories meddled with. After all, it's really alarming. Being briefed on its effects does not change the fact that I need to constantly keep tabs on all staff, myself included, and ground us to reality. I'm supposed to submit a full psychological report now detailing what has gone wrong, why a staff member has turned suicidal, and a full analysis of possible ways to prevent him from happening again in the future. To the O5 and Site Director Knox have it reviewed and some new regimen designed to prevent such a travesty from happening again. He always was more religious than I am. Right at the end of his life, he was riffing on Shisha, a primordial Hindu snake god, and rambling about eternity. I'm not going to question the legitimacy of his beliefs and his claims, but this is quite the enigma, and I suppose I should consider myself lucky that this assignment is relatively benign compared to previous assignments that I have had. I don't think this is a mythical eel. Anomalous, maybe, but not really that extraordinary. It's funny. I spent the last 30 years blocking out everything my father wanted to teach me about Hinduism, and now I'm racking my brains trying to remember anything he had to say about it. I want to say that it's because of the eel, but if I'm being honest with myself, I simply tried to forget all his teachings. Maybe not at the beginning, but certainly by the end, I can barely even remember what he looked like. But I do remember how angry he got when I couldn't remember the names of my grandparents or great-uncles. He was desperate to preserve his heritage, and I did everything I could to spite him. On his deathbed, he begged me to perform the traditional last rites after his death. He even wrote the instructions down, but I was so angry at him that I tore them up in front of him. I can't even remember why. The only memories I have of him are how he made me feel. He spent almost 20 years trying to pass down our heritage. And all I have now is anger, hatred, and regret. Site Director Knox gathered the staff this morning for a short morning. After a few brief and laconic eulogies, he took me aside and told me that Venkat's replacement will come in a few weeks. And as he kept no contact with his family, it's likely his belongings will just be disposed of and are now technically Foundation property. The director indicated that if I want to keep a thing or two from him, I should do so now. His office was relatively unremarkable. His cushy, squash, hair cushion, few office toys, and lots of marine biology books that I should probably check out someday. The only thing I took was a statue of Ganesh that stood next to the window. Not fully sure why myself, but he's not sitting on the bookshelf next to a picture of myself, my wife, and our daughter at a lakeside terrace. It was a pretty unremarkable trip to some tourist trap in Lucknow. But this really is one of our best looking pictures. We're going under again tomorrow. All of the D class managed to stay put this week, which is good. Other than the routine depression and memory loss from exposure to SCP-3000, everything was in order. Sometimes I'm a bit envious of them. All I know is that they're scooping gunk off some big eel. They don't know of its importance or why it's critical that they collect it and how much it helps us. Of course, one saving grace of being on the psychological division for the Absec project is the awareness of its potential effects. I'm aware of what's happening to my psyche. I know that I have memories that are being drained, pieces that are being lost right now. I recall images of a young man on a bicycle in front of a schoolyard gate, looking like it was the 80s when I was in Singapore. He was laughing, yet I don't know if this man was a friend, a lover, a son, a family friend. Who this young man is, perhaps Italian, or maybe Australian, maybe this isn't even a cherished memory at all. I looked at the Ganesh statue and the picture of my family again. It's really quite a shame. I truly forgot most anything that I've done with them. I've started trying to learn some Hindu poems and songs, went out and got a copy of the Vedas, but I can't memorize the lines properly. I've been reflecting on what Venkat told me before he passed, though. His deep, deep-seated fear of mediocrity. Unable to rise out of the sea of humans that walk on the face of this earth. He's worked for the Foundation for years, and while he isn't one of the most well-known and household names of the Foundation, he's not exactly obscure. He's been the Foundation's leading marine biologist and go-to expert for anything aquatic, and quite well revered. I'm actually quite surprised by his jealousy. He was never the flashy and bombastic type. I would have never guessed that he wanted fame and recognition. Perhaps he really was afraid that he is doomed to be stuck in mediocrity. Perhaps the silence of this place reminded him of something worse. Jesus! Jesus! Okay. Some new assignments had questions about our work here, so I'm publishing this to clear most of them up. Feel free to contact my office if there are any others. The Absec protocol is a method for gathering and processing the Y909 compound. It's a thick, brackish gray fluid at 3000 excretes as part of its metabolism. We don't know the exact method by which it does this, but we have some ideas and none of them are great for us. Initially, we thought it was bleeding. The first team we sent down at 3000 went down to collect blood samples for analysis. When 3000 attacked and consumed them and began producing more of the substance, we realized that we were looking at something different entirely. It's definitely not blood. It's more akin to a peon slurry. It's extremely toxic, and spending too much time around the stuff can cause a lot of the same effects as exposure to 3000 does. Paranoia, memory loss, suicidal thoughts, etc. By finding the raw 909, what the processors call eel jelly, allows us to create amnestics more effective than any we've ever had access to in the history of this organization. Herein lies the ethical dilemma. 3000 only creates 909 after eating, and it only eats humans. Remember when I said we had some ideas about how it does this? Some of our biologists have hypothesized that 3000 is breaking down whatever makes sapient creatures sapient, filtering it through some part of its skin, and the residual ether is what we collect. Want to know something really fucked up? We've taken radiographs of this thing, trying to see what's going on inside of it. It's full of dead human bodies. It's not digesting them at all. It's doing something else, and the end result is 909. When we first started using 909 in our amnestics programs, we tried to synthesize it. We got something close to what we were looking for, 919, but the side effects were catastrophic. The amnestics would work, we could get people to forget events, people, and so on, but then they would start to forget other things too. The mental deterioration would rapidly increase until there was nothing left, and then they would die. A few of those researchers thought we might be able to figure out how to decrease the severity of those side effects, but the cost to continue those trials would have been astronomical and the program was discontinued. It's no secret that what we're doing here is abhorrent. The ethics committee, the classification committee, they're all looking at ways to make this more tolerable than what it is. The truth is, if we want to continue using modern amnestics, we have to use 909. If we want to have 909, we have to feed D-class to 3000. Otherwise, we'd be forced to go back to the metaphorical Dark Ages, where we were amnesticizing people with opiates and chloroform. Good news is, we're developing ROVs that should be able to take over the job of collecting the raw material from our dive teams. This will eliminate any chance of accidental casualties like we've had in the past, and is a good first step. For everything else, only time will tell. Please let this be the last thing. Ugh! I ran out of water! I had a drip, okay. The following is the full text of a page pinned in the hand of Dr. Manava, which was ripped out of a journal and placed on his nightstand. Undated. Whew. I've spent a considerable amount of time on this assignment, attempting to understand the underlying effects of individuals exposed to a Class 8 cognitohazard. I have conducted numerous personnel interviews, written a great many psychological reports, but I have not been able to properly deduce what about this creature would lead a perfectly sane man out the door of that airlock and into the maw of the eel. Earlier this week, as I was preparing my notes for another report, I accidentally knocked the picture of myself, my wife, and my daughter off of my nightstand. The glass shattered, and as it hit the ground, and the picture fell out. As I cleaned it up, I noticed something written on the reverse of the image. It said, Anand, Shanti, and Padma, June 2002. But the writing was not mine, it was Venkat's. I was puzzled by this. Why would Venkat have written on the back of a picture of mine? I thought little of it at the time and cleaned up the mess and went about my day, but this question stuck with me. It was a little thing, easily explained in any number of ways, but I could not seem to shake the notion of uncertainty. It was not until last night that a horrifying thought struck me, one that I could not sleep on. I accessed the Foundation personnel archives and realized a truth that I cannot reconcile. Shanti was Venkat's first wife. Padma was his daughter. The records are clear. The life I remember, the experiences I am certain I have had with them are the experiences and memories of Venkat, not me. I have never been married, and I have no children. Even now I can see my wife in my mind, hear her laughter, smell her hair, but I know now that it is Venkat I see her through, not me. The horror of this realization has been replaced with a queer sort of dread. I figured out what the eel does. Something about it, some Latin part of its creation, abhors cognition. It breaks down human consciousness and scatters the parts of us that we believe is a soul, until all that remains is what we really are. Electrical signals that will someday become inert. If even I can't remember myself, how can I expect anyone else to remember me? I have forgotten my own life, and I am strangely apathetic at this revelation. I will fade into the darkness as thousands before me have, and thousands after me will. No one will care as I am forgotten. I do not despair for my own sake, but for us all, you and I, we will all face obliteration. I am not important. You are not important. Vast droplets of irrelevancy, stretching eons in the sea of time. We may fight against it, but our enemy is inevitability. I do not think that the eel is Shisha. I don't think it would matter if it was. What is clear to me now as I feel myself coming apart is not the eel, is some mythological creature or divine serpent. Perhaps it's just a primitive creature that eluded us, holding no malice. Perhaps it really is a primordial deity, harboring resent beneath the surface. The eel is not the harbinger of my demise or humanity's doom. The eel is not the end of all things, it only shows us what the end looks like. And in spite of everything we might believe, every ideal we hold or providence we pray for, I know this much is true for all of us. Our end will be a forgotten one. What the fuck? Dr. Manava was later discovered unresponsive near the aft airlock. Evidence suggested that Dr. Manava had broken into the onboard storage locker and ingested a significant amount of raw 909. Dr. Manava was moved off of the Aremida and remains at Site 151 for analysis. Specifically within several canyons throughout the region. Due to this, 3000's internal biology is believed to be similarly anomalous. Alpha is believed to have been addressing a former member of the command team assigned to 3000 Barry Hughes, who had passed away 2 years prior. Krishnamurthy was married twice and has 2 sons and 3 daughters between the 2 marriages. Bruh. I'm so sad. I'm depressed. I have depression. Oh my god. The biggest saddest loser, thank you for the super chat. It's basically that episode of Jimmy Neutron where Jimmy and Cindy emptied their consciousness in a bottle and had it separated by living. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh, Yanwei, thank you for the Streamlabs tip. Anything X000 is usually really long and lore heavy. Now that it's bad, just a thing to brace yourself for. I recommend 2521X. It's got a much smaller word count. Oh, man. I wonder if I have any reading left in me. After that... I wonder if I have any reading left in me. My throat hurts. Oh, we've looked at this one. We've looked at this one already. We looked at this, I think, on the first stream that we did. Let's see. Where were we? I feel like I'm lost now. Okay. Oh, man. Arnolfo, thank you for the super chat. I'm very late. How many SCPs did I miss? We honestly haven't read too many. But I think soon we're gonna have to wrap the stream up. So, I don't know if we should read, like, a short one. Or if we should just chat. If we should just chat until, like, the 2-hour mark. Because I can only go up to when Shiki Mama gets off work, which is in a little while. It's in like 20 minutes when she gets off work. I'm not sure. Should we read one more short one, or should we... Oh, a Kinky Cadaver, thank you for the super chat. Take a break if you need to, but seriously, I super recommend checking out the Magnus Archives if you're into this stuff. It scratches the SCP itch. Ooh. Thank you! 458, the pizza SCP. Let's do a short pizza SCP. Okay, this is pretty short. Okay. Okay. By the way, if you guys sent super chats, for like specific SCPs to read, I am going to get to them in the next stream. Okay. Just so you guys know. So that your money was not, you know... it did not go to waste. It will be in the next one. I just had very limited time today, unfortunately. Okay! The object class is safe. 485 is considered safe and therefore is to be stored in the staff canteen at Site 17 with no access restrictions required. 485 is a large-sized pizza box from the pizza chain Little Caesars. Of their hot and ready variety. It is made of simple cardboard, measures 10 by 10 by 1. And weighs about 20 to 20.49 grams, depending on toppings. As a result of the unusual nature of 458, measurement of weight is inconsistent. What makes 458 an oddity is that while appearing to be an ordinary pizza box, when it comes into contact with human hands, it is instantaneously replicates within its holder's subconsciously preferred choice of pizza down to the favorite sauce, cheese, crust, and topping. It is not limited to the Little Caesars brand, as pizza from all major pizza chains, as well as local and even handmade pizzas, have been produced. There seems to be no limit to its ability, except that it cannot make anything but pizza, and its toppings must be edible by normal human standards. This box is also rather indestructible, as all tests to destroy or dismantle the box have been proven fruitless. It is assumed the box is semi-sentient, having at least enough telepathic or empathetic ability to sense what the holder's personal choice regarding pizzas are. After constant testing shows 458's seemingly infinite power to generate pizza, but with little other use, it has henceforth been placed inside the canteen at Site 17 for free use by personnel. After its open usage has been allowed, personnel morale has shown to have sharply increased. Upon testing 458 with the SCP blank, the subject took a bite of the slice, which appeared to be a garlic-free slice of sausage and olive pizza on wheat crust. This was met with a response, "It's a fine slice, but I would have preferred a rather different sauce." It was inferred that the box cannot use substances that are indigestible by regular human bodies. Further testing confirmed this. Please see document 4581A. I would just like to remind all staff that just because we have a pizza box that can constantly create pizza for you does not mean that you can just sit around and eat pizza all afternoon. If continued abuse of the box continues, coupled with reports of personnel gaining unhealthy amounts of weight, I may be forced to implement a mandatory physical training regimen following lunch hours. For simple curiosity's sake, and to perhaps get a better idea of the mindset of certain SCPs, I have compiled a list of sentient SCPs' reactions when holding the box. Wait, this is so cute! This is what all the SCPs would order? Small extra cheese, cheese stuffed crust, medium sliced bell peppers, thin crust Alfredo sauce, medium feta and jack cheese, no sauce, thin crust, large meatballs, pepperoni, bacon, Canadian bacon, sausage, hamburger, thick crust, ooh, small olives, wheat crust, thin, large pepperoni, thick crust, small onions, anchovies, olive, thin crust, small oregano, olives, no sauce, thin crust, large pepperoni, sausage, marinara stuffed crust, ooh, stuffed crust pizza sounds so good. Medium, olives, mushrooms, pretzel dough crust, large, almost every topping imaginable with over 100 distinct foods identified. Wow, 343. Produced a large thin crust pizza with pesto sauce, ricotta, mushrooms, and fried mealworms. Ugh. Large extra cheese and pepperoni, wet when removed from box. Medium anchovies, all instances produce identical pizzas with identically arranged toppings. Large Hawaiian, tomato sauce, honey baked ham, pineapple, extra mozzarella cheese. Ooh, I love mozzarella. It's my favorite cheese. Medium egg, bacon, barbecue sauce, base, thick crust, extra large, half supreme, half pepperoni. Wielding 5175 3445 produced large pizza with mozzarella cheese, stuffed crust, a barbecue sauce base, bacon bits, bacon strips, ground beef, ham, pepperoni, sausage, and a dusting of crushed chili cheese Fritos. Contributed teriyaki sauce. Further testing on SCPs may reveal some odd characteristics about the SCPs themselves and is suggested. Further cross-testing is permitted but requires approval and supervision due to safety concerns. Almost immediately after opening 458, the produced pizza began to go through symptoms similar to other organic material within 73's effective radius. Experiment was retried with the pizza being removed from 458 immediately after its opening, with minor deterioration present. When queried by researchers, 73 stated it had never ingested products created by 458. After 166 ate a slice of pizza from 458, 166 complained about occasional moderate discomfort and nausea. This effect stopped after approximately 20 hours. 181 was told that this was a reward for good behavior and that it was a lucky guess, said that it was his favorite type of pizza. 4999 shared the pizza with 430276, who was suffering from end-stage renal disease. Noticeably, this was the same variety 430276 frequently shared with her late partner, and the first known case of 458 accommodating a pizza which exceeds its volume. Through 3445 51751 claims to have never tasted teriyaki sauce that emerged as a modern fusion recipe and is not traditional Japanese cuisine. 51751 acquired a liking for the sauce after conversation with Poi3445, who regularly ordered chicken teriyaki at the marketplace at Steamtown's food court. I see. I want pizza so bad right now. Are you guys feeling pizza? I'm feeling pizza. I want pizza so bad right now. Like, so bad. I want pizza. But I should continue what I have been doing. And, you know, I should keep cooking. But I really want pizza. Pizza time! Pizza time. Have you seen that video, guys? Pizza time? With all the Ninja Turtles? You seen that video, chat? Pizza time? Pizza time. No, stop! I'm glad to know that some people have also seen what I've been forced to see in my youth. Never heard of it? Don't look it up. Good old pizza time. Good old... What's your favorite pizza? I have favorites. I really like Cece's Pizza, Alfredo Pizza. I like Papa John's Pizza mainly. I like Papa John's Pizza with sausage and mushroom and onion and green pepper. That's really good. I also like barbecue chicken pizza, like the California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken. I like just mushroom and sausage. I like just cheese as well. Meat lovers can sometimes be real good. Who in the world forced you to watch Pizza Time and how? I was a late teenager and it was just available. I think someone told me about it And I proceeded to be like, haha, that sounds funny. Let's watch it. Haha. Oh, also, I'm not a fan of tomato sauce. So I usually get light sauce or no sauce on my pizza. Oh, Kinky Cadaver, thank you for the super chat. Hawaiian and chickle? Chickle? Are my favorite. What is a chickle? Bah. Sounds like you forced them. What? They were the ones that told me about it. I did force a friend to watch it though. I have a recording of him listening to it or watching it. I wonder if I can find it. I wonder if I can find it. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find the recording of him from many years ago. Oh, chicken and dill pickle on white sauce. Ooh, I see. Oh my god, I found it! I found the recording of him after I made him watch Pizza Time! Hold on, guys. I gotta mute this. I'm gonna let you listen to the recording of him talking.
I don't ever want to watch this again. If I can go my whole life without watching this ever again, that would be great. Thank you.
So funny. So funny. I think that was from like 2015. That was like from 7 years ago. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. Authenticate status loser, thank you for the super chat. You are an absolute menace, Shiki. Respect. Thank you. What's so wrong with Pizza Time? Well, the Pizza Time that I'm thinking about, that I subjected my friend to, involves the Ninja Turtles and a box of pizza, and it's really not safe for work. I guess I would describe it as like bukkake. I found it on Daily Motion. Oh no. Yeah. It involves appendages and a lot of sauce. Yeah, they put a lot of ranch on that pizza. Shiki, what's your fave SCP? The Patchwork Barrelin. Bonk Hammer coming in 3, 2, 1. The Ninja Turtle one is on you. Is it really on YouTube? Hold on. I need to check. I need to check. I need to fact check you. YouTube. Pizza Time. I don't see it. Ninja Turtle. We can't see anything? You're not supposed to. I'm not showing that on my stream. I would get demonetized. God. 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 No. No. I can't believe 200 people are gonna watch Pizza Time. I'm really redefining an era. I'm helping a generation. I'm schooling you guys. I'm schooling you guys on internet history. Not just SCP research. I'm schooling you guys on internet history. You need to be... I got a hiccup. You need to be stopped. Nah. No, I'm good. Drop a watch together link. No! No! Forbidden door. Well, that's something that's now engraved in my memory. I'm glad I could be of service. Repressed memories have been unlocked. They're just bringing up old suppressed memories. Cap personally comes to visit you. He's asleep. He's asleep. Cap cannot catch me. Cap cannot catch me as I am currently. My Chihuahua is awake. Come here. Do you want Chihuahua ASMR? Come here. Come here, bitch. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Here. I'll put you real close to the microphone. Come here. Come here. You guys are gonna get some Chihuahua ASMR. It's a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. It's a good girl. Okay, you can go now. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was Chuck. Chupacabra ASMR. That was my little Chihuahua, my little Chalupa, my little Chimichanga. Stop choking her! Don't you know that Chihuahuas just make noises like that? Don't you know? What if I did a whole Chihuahua ASMR stream? Would you guys be interested? Would you guys be interested in that? I heard anxiety and unfulfilled rage. Yep, that was a Chihuahua. Such a funny little dog. Oh, Pinkerton, thank you for the super chat. Oh, did she come back to see me? She came back to see me. Pinkerton, thank you so much for the super chat. Just watch your recommendation. Now I really need those amnesia pills. Thanks, Shiki. I'm glad to be of service. Can we have that ASMR? Perhaps. It's like in a video game. Memory unlocked. You can view in the archive menu. Chihuahua, 50% anger, 50% tremble, and 100% concentrated power of will. 100% reason to remember the name. I just watched the video, someone blind me. I'm happy to be of service, guys. Real happy to be of service. What's the phone number for the Men in Black? You remember that episode of Ed, Edd and Eddy where the Canker sisters... Well, I think it was May Canker. She was like, what number do you dial for 911? I did not need to see that video. Oh my god. I hope the melatonin that I got helps me sleep tonight, because my sleep schedule is starting to get bonkers. I need that mind wipe thing. And I've seen some messed up stuff in my life. Oh, guys, I suppose that we should go to the super chat screen. Hold on. Where's the super chat reader? Oh, there it is. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I read everything, but I'm just gonna thank you guys really quick. Bruce, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. Uebagi, thank you so much for the super chat. Vinny, thank you so much for the super chat. Greg D, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Kat, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. The biggest status loser, thank you so much for the super chat. Kohin Haru, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Yenwei, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. Andy, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Eduardo, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Okay, so from here onward, in the next stream, we will read a Kinky Cadaver, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Derp the Wise Wolf, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. The biggest status loser, thank you so much for the super chat. JR, thank you so much for the super chat. Greg D, thank you so much for the super chat. Not a Hazard, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Emmer World, thank you so much again for joining Kibblebits. Alex G, thank you so much again for joining Kibblebits. A Kinky Cadaver, thank you so much for the super chat. Ginaway, thank you so much for the Streamlabs dono. The biggest status loser, thank you so much for the super chat. Arnulfo, thank you so much for the super chat. A Kinky Cadaver, thank you so much for the super chat. A Kinky Cadaver, thank you so much for the super chat. A Kinky Cadaver, thank you so much for the super chat. The biggest status loser, thank you so much for the super chat. Pinkerton, thank you so much for being a Pinkerton, thank you so much for the super chat. And Nick Vogt, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. Alright. I will see you guys tomorrow for 2 streams. We've got an early Valentine's Day chat tomorrow in the morning. And later in the evening, we have a we have a Gen 3 collab. We're gonna be playing The Forest. It'll be my first time playing The Forest, so I'm excited. Okay, guys. I will see you tomorrow then. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh yeah, Shiki, hold on.